The morning sun spilled through the tall windows of the Hartwell mansion, washing the marble floors in a calm, golden glow, yet nothing about the moment felt calm. In a quiet, tense room, a widowed millionaire stood hidden behind a half-open door, holding his breath as his long-planned test finally began. His heart pounded with a mixture of fear and hope, because in front of him stood the woman he intended to marry, and the 3 newborn triplets she believed belonged to him. It was supposed to be a perfect plan, a way to reveal her true nature after months of doubt. But as he leaned against the wall, listening to every sound, he didn't know that someone else in the house, someone humble, unnoticed, and far kinder than he expected, was silently watching everything unfold. If you believe in kindness, second chances, and the power of truth, please like, comment, share, and subscribe to Kindness Thread. It truly supports us and helps these stories reach more hearts. The story truly began months earlier, long before the test, when Jonathan Hartwell, once a joyful husband, lost his wife in a car accident. His grief grew into a deep silence that filled every corner of his mansion. Even though he was known across the city as a gracious, generous millionaire, the world outside felt blurry without the laugh of the woman he loved. Slowly, painfully, he learned to walk again emotionally, and just when he felt a small spark of life return, a woman named Serena entered his world. She was beautiful, confident, and full of warmth, or so it seemed. Jonathan wanted to believe she was a sign of healing, a gentle push toward a future he thought he'd never have again. But as months passed, doubts began to creep into him like cold wine through open cracks. Something about her smiles felt selective, too perfect, too practiced. She seemed touched by his wealth more than his wounds. Still, Jonathan feared misjudgment. After all, who was he to mistrust kindness after losing so much? He needed clarity, not assumptions. That was the moment he decided on a test to show her heart without any mask. He would present her with a responsibility far deeper than money or luxury. He would pretend to have triplets from a woman who had passed away, newborn babies who were now fully dependent on him. He wanted to see if Serena would accept him with a burden, not a benefit. To make the test convincing, he hired a young woman named Elena, a quiet cleaning maid who worked part-time in several nearby homes. She had lost her parents early and lived a modest, disciplined life. Jonathan had seen her working in the garden one afternoon and sensed that she carried a kind of sincerity that didn't need to be proven. She agreed to help when he explained the plan, not for money, but because she believed everyone deserved to know the truth before tying their life to someone else. The day finally arrived. Morning sunlight filtered through an elegant guest room where Elena wore a simple blue uniform and held the 3 babies, real infants she was temporarily babysitting for a foster program Jonathan supported. They cooed softly in her arms, innocent and unaware of the human storm about to break around them. Serena walked in with a graceful but impatient step, expecting an elegant breakfast with Jonathan. Instead, she stopped abruptly, her eyes widening at the sight before her. The next several minutes revealed everything Jonathan feared. Instead of compassion, concern, or even polite curiosity, Serena reacted with disbelief and annoyance. Her voice rose sharply, echoing through the room like a glass shattering. She accused Jonathan of hiding the truth, accused the babies of ruining what she believed was their future, and accused Elena of being part of some ridiculous drama. The more she spoke, the quicker Jonathan's heart sank. But what he didn't expect, what hit him harder than Serena's anger, was what Elena did next. Elena didn't defend herself. She didn't argue. She simply held the babies closer and stepped back, her eyes filled not with fear but with a kind of quiet strength. Her face remained calm, almost motherly, as if she wanted to shield the infants from Serena's harshness. Jonathan, watching from the hallway, felt something shift inside him. Serena's reaction proved his fears were real, but Elena's reaction revealed a truth he hadn't even thought to test. When Serena stormed out, returning moments later with her purse and her pride, she walked past Jonathan without an apology, without a second thought. She said she couldn't stay with a man who came with this kind of package, and left the mansion in the same sweeping elegance she had arrived with months before. The door closed behind her. Silence spread. Only the soft breathing of the babies remained inside the room. Jonathan stepped in slowly, feeling as if his entire chest had hollowed out. He apologized to Elena for putting her through such a scene, but Elena only shook her head gently. She reminded him that truth, even painful truth, was better than living a lie. Her voice was soft but carried a weight that held Jonathan in place. She told him that love built on real acceptance could survive storms, but love built on illusions would collapse no matter how beautiful it looked from the outside. From that day forward, something quietly beautiful began to grow in the mansion. Jonathan found himself talking more to Elena, first out of gratitude, then out of genuine comfort. He noticed things he had never slowed down enough to see. The way Elena carried a kind of calm even when the world felt chaotic. The way she treated the babies, even though they weren't hers. The way she looked at the world with a depth that life's hardships had carved into her. She never once treated Jonathan like a millionaire, she treated him like a man learning to breathe again after heartbreak. The mansion, once cold with grief, slowly regained warmth. Every sunrise felt a little brighter, every room a little softer. Jonathan realized that sometimes love doesn't enter with fireworks, sometimes it arrives quietly, humbly, through the people we least expect. And in that quiet, Elena became a steady light in his life. Months later, Jonathan ended his test not with regret, but with gratitude. It had saved him from marrying a lie, and had led him toward an unexpected truth. He didn't rush anything with Elena. Instead, he allowed their bond to grow naturally, gently, like morning light spreading across a quiet room. Eventually, he told her, not as a millionaire, but as a man, that the mansion no longer felt like a home without her presence. If this story touched your heart even a little, please support us by liking, commenting, sharing, and subscribing to Kindness Thread. Your engagement truly helps keep these emotional stories alive. Before we end, tell us in the comments, what would you do if you discovered someone's true face through a test like this? And so, the widowed millionaire learned that love cannot be tested, but character always reveals itself. And in that revelation, he found hope again under the gentle light of day.
Le pedí permiso para usar. Ah, estoy dando rebajito, ¿no? Le pedí permiso a esta chica que tiene un álbum, que es el que estamos escuchando ahora, para hacer un video con una de sus canciones. Me dio el visto bueno. Después me lo. Así que. Veremos. No le voy a poder dar créditos. Capaz solo con mencionar el álbum. Total, igual a mí mucha gente no me sigue. Voy a escribir en el chat. Ya que estoy acá con mi otra cuenta.